Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, what I have for you guys is all of the biggest and most major changes that Rockstar brought to the game with their weekly update for GTA. With new DLC updates that come to GTA Online, Rockstar typically likes to introduce the new weekly update changes when that DLC goes live. So DLCs go live on a Tuesday, we get the weekly update changes on that Tuesday. The typical day for weekly updates is Thursday, as you guys all know, and that's why I'm posting this video today. In the past with previous DLCs, I've done it on Tuesdays with the new DLC or on Wednesdays, but it seems like everyone's just hyped for the new content. No one really clicks on this type of video, so I am giving it a try on Thursday when the, people typically expect the weekly update to go live. So we're going to talk about the biggest and most major changes that Rockstar brought to the game this week. Check out some of the money bonuses, the discounts, the rare and removed vehicles. Rockstar did bring back a bunch of them permanently for purchase on in-game websites, so there's not that many to talk about, but we're just going to go through all the in-game vendors and things like that. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning back in, and let's get started. Now here we are at the car wash because we have to talk about some money bonuses for the week. And for this particular week, we do have, well, we have double money and double RP in the overtime rumble adversary mode first. I might as well just talk about that because it's the least important one for this week. So if you want to talk about that, overtime rumble is paying out double money and double RP. If you have no sort of business, you could grind this for some extra money. And we have Sumo Remix back. So if you have some friends to play this with, even though it's not on bonus, this is definitely a fun adversary mode. That's probably my favorite adversary mode in the game. But the actual double money and double RP opportunity we have for this week is the money laundering missions for each one of your businesses, whether it's the car wash, the Higgins helicopter tours, or of course the smoke shop. And with double money and double RP, when you do the money laundering missions, you're making $70,000 per mission. Normally, when it's single money next week, it'll be $35,000. But as of right now, GTA Plus, if you're a subscribing member of that, you're getting 4 times payouts because the GTA Plus bonus is also double money on these missions throughout the whole month. So those players are making $140,000 per mission this week, $70,000 for the rest of the month, whereas the rest of the normal player base that doesn't subscribe to GTA Plus will make $70,000 with the money laundering missions this week, while it's double money, $35,000 single money. And as you can see, we have money that I got to get from the wall safe because all my businesses have accrued here, and it's time to open this up and collect some of my revenue. And I also need to do a car wash to get that heat level down soon as well. This video isn't going to be a money guide, but I will have a money guide out specifically on the car wash DLC business very, very soon, and it goes into all the details and it will answer all the questions you guys have on your work earnings, the safe, the heat meter, how to run these businesses. Is the helicopter business and the smoke shop worth it? Is the car wash worth it? Etc., etc. I will answer all those questions in that official money guide coming out soon. Now, when it comes to our major property and vehicle discounts for the week, all of these businesses are going to be 30% off. So the auto shops that you can find on Mazebank foreclosures, these are going to be 30% off for the week. These are highly worth purchasing for the garage space, the access to the LS Tuners update contract robberies, the discounts that you get on modifying vehicles here, all of that good stuff. The bail office is also going to be 30% off, and so you can pick up this. I still like doing the most wanted target once a day for that easy $130,000 right there. That's going to give you, about $45 million throughout the course of the year, just for only putting 60 hours into running most wanted targets throughout that full calendar year. So it's not a big time investment. I mean, on a money per minute basis or money per hour basis, obviously you can't farm this over and over and over like you can with the Dr. Dre contract, but when you actually do bail office bounties, you do the most wanted target for $125,000. Takes you about 10 minutes to do. You can collect an extra $5,000 from getting, the bonus objective done during that. And if you send your bail agents out and stuff, you can make up to $140,000 for just a few clicks of a button right there for one mission and sending 2 bail agents out. That's all in all 60 hours worth of working on most wanted targets throughout the year for $45 million. That averages out to $1 million every single hour and a half or so, which is on pace with doing the Dr. Dre contract. Obviously, players will be a little bit faster with that now because you can skip the cutscenes, but you get the point right there. The counterfeit cash factory as well, it's an MC business, so you're not going to see it on that screen. This is 30% off as well. And the agency, if we head on over to Dynasty 8 Executive Realty, you can find the agency properties in the game also for 30% off. One more property that you can get on discount is the garment factory as well. This is also 30% off, so I almost forgot to mention this one. This is also worth a purchase. You can make about $450,000 an hour with this business. The auto shop is about $400,000 an hour, just exclusively focusing on these businesses, grinding them, etc. Bail Office is way less, but it's just worth it for that most wanted target. Like I said, don't worry about only exclusively running that business because it's bad for that purpose. It should be supplementing everything else. Now jumping into all of our vehicle discounts, these are all going to be 40% off right here, so we're just going to go down the list and talk about everything. The Ubermacht Niobe you can get here on sale for $1,128,000 featured right here. Next up, the Overflod Imorgan is on sale right here. You can get this for $1,299,000 right here, so not that bad at all. It is a removed vehicle that was featured back now for purchase on in-game websites right there, so that's pretty sweet that Rockstar brought it back. It's no longer rare and removed in that sense anymore. We have the Overflod Tyrant featured here. This is on sale for $1.5 million. Of course, you can see it on the website, not a removed vehicle. Same with the Overflod Entity XXR. You can purchase this for $1,383,000 this week. The Truffaut Adder, we haven't seen this on discount in a while. This is an OG supercar. You get it for, of course, 40% off, $600,000 right here. The Lampadati Cinquemila that released with the agency contract Dr. Dre update, you can get this for over $1 million, $1.044 million to be exact. The Canis Free Crawler you can get for $358,000 on discount. The Karen Previan LS Tuners vehicle you can get for $894,000 or $670,000 on discount with the trade price. The Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, absolutely worth a purchase. You can get this for $447,000, or you can get the Ubermacht Zion Classic on Southern San Andreas Super Autos for $487,200 while it's on discount, 40% off this week. And then the Night Shark, the HVY Night Shark, is on discount. You can get this for $747,000. Still to this day, it's a top 10 armored vehicle in the game. It's one of the best vehicles solo players could use. It's still just absolutely great to use this in an invite-only session, in a public session, especially in a public session. Definitely worth a pickup if you have not purchased it already. Here we are also at the LS Car Meet, but checking out some of the test drive vehicles that you can unlock. Some of these are rare and removed vehicles and some aren't. And obviously Rockstar has changed up a bunch of stuff recently with this just because of the fact that, you know, they've started to feature back rare and removed vehicles that were previously removed with San Andreas Mercenaries. Then they brought them back to in-game websites. We're going to talk about them specifically here at the LS Car Meet and the test drive vehicles, though all of these are removed from the game still as of the current moment. So first up here, we have the Vapid Riata. Not my favorite livery applied here with the purple paint color in the background. It's just a very odd choice. If we went with like a red or a white on the Riata with, you know, the American flag livery and the Republican Space Rangers or something like that, it would look kind of cool. Obviously, you could change it, whatever. The Vapid Riata, though, you could purchase this for $380,000. Super highly worth it. It's an amazing off-roader. It may spin out a little bit on the street if you're not careful. Obviously, it's going to handle like a big, bulky truck. The steering geometry is strange, maybe a little bit vague and unpredictable, but the ground clearance is amazing. Obviously, off-road, this thing is an absolute beast. It's definitely like a top 10 off-roader in the game. Highly recommend it. I mean, look at the massive coilover suspension we got here. That is insane on this truck. Next up, here is a bike, and it is the Dinka Enduro. Pretty cool off-roader right here. It's not like the Sanchez or the Manchez Scout. In fact, you actually can't use this in off-road races. It is going to cost you $48,000. If you want like an older Honda XR250, this would be the way to go. And obviously in yellow, it actually looks pretty good here. I'd probably change it to red like I have mine in my motorcycle clubhouse, but definitely worth picking up if you want because it's not super expensive. Next up, the Western Cliffhanger. This is a really cool trial bike in a sense, I guess you could consider it. It's like, it's got the knobby off-road tires, but I don't even know if it's like a trial bike or what you would consider this, but it is going to run you $225,000 if you want to pick it up. It's good as well. This is definitely a bike that's worth buying. Handles great off-road, super fast, good handling, and can definitely handle like jumps and all that type of stuff. I feel like as bikes and motorcycles in the game go, especially one that has, you know, more equipped for like off-roading purposes, this is definitely one that you want to look into besides just like the Manchez Scout, obviously. Here we are at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport reviewing these vehicles for the week. Now, we actually have some new ones that are a part of the Money Fronts DLC update you could see that are featured here. One of them is this Karen Woodlander right here, and then the other is the Ubermacht Sentinel GTS, as well as this Anis Hardy, which honestly looks almost the same as the Anis Remus. Obviously, there's some different things and stuff like that. This is based on the Nissan Laurel C33. The Sentinel GTS is based on the G80 BMW M3, and then the Karen Woodlander, I thought initially from when we saw the leaked vehicles, like just screenshots people were sharing, it looked like a first-gen Toyota Highlander, but it's obviously that second-gen Subaru Forester. But either way, we have these vehicles, and I haven't really given the Karen Woodlander or the Anis Hardy a try to like review them. I try and do that in these weekly update videos when I review the rare and removed vehicles or new vehicles that are featured at Simeon's or the LS Car Meet and stuff. So forgive me, I haven't had a chance to actually check these out, so I'm not really able to rate them. But the Anis Hardy, if you do want to pick this one up, it is going to run you $1,402,800. The Karen Woodlander is featured here, and you can get it for $1,634,939. The Sentinel GTS is awesome. This is one that I've been driving. This is like the only DLC vehicle I've really had a chance to really test out a lot. $1,654,080 purchase price. I absolutely love this thing. I love BMW's IRL, and I mean, their newer ones not so much. They don't look great, and I am nitpicky still about the front grille on the G80. I would prefer, you know, an E92 M3 or something like that, but we have that with the normal Sentinel, I guess, so I'll just have to take what I can get. But either way, I do think it looks very good in this game. It's a great car. If you like the Ubermacht Cypher, you'll like this vehicle. This handles a little bit better, a little bit quicker, and obviously a lot better of a body style. I'm glad we have like a nice full-sized BMW sedan here in this game, as opposed to like the Ubermacht Cypher, which just had a lot shorter of a wheelbase. And the G80 M3 is not a small vehicle by any means, actually. It's actually quite large. But considering all of that, this is definitely a car you want to pick up. And then we'll move on to the Karen 190Z. This one you can get it. This is a removed vehicle, by the way. This is also full price. It's not discounted. You can get it for $933,770. And then the Ocelot Locust here, you can get for full price as well. This is a vehicle that's going to run you $1.6 million, I believe. Yeah, $1,625,000. Open cabin design, so you're going to get headshotted if you're in a, you know, very PvP heavy public session, things like that. Between either getting this vehicle or the Karen 190Z, I'd honestly have to recommend the 190Z. In terms of performance, very beginner friendly, easy to drive, easy to learn. The Locust could be a little bit finicky, and I just not a real big fan of the style of it. Like the Hijack Rustin we had previously is quicker around a track than this Locust. But either way, if you do like this Ocelot Locust, feel free to pick it up. Same with any other vehicle featured here. Of course, when we get into future weekly updates, I'll do my best to review them fully. I just haven't had a chance to really talk about these other new ones that are featured here, so apologies about that. Here at the Diamond Casino and Resort, you can see our lucky wheel podium vehicle for the week is the Ocelot XA21, which has one of the best sounding exhaust notes in the entire game. It's definitely a top 10 for me, in my opinion. And overall, pretty cool color scheme you can get. You get this nice matte finish on that looks to be like a super dark gray, but maybe it's almost like a blue. It almost has, I mean, it's the lighting in the casino. It almost has a bluish appearance, but it's like a dark gray or something like that. Either way, the Ocelot XA21, besides the exhaust note, has excellent handling. It's not the highest top speed vehicle in the game, but still worth winning for $0. And we are going to talk about it a little bit more before this weekly update goes away at my free vehicles guide. But for now, let's spin up the lucky wheel and see if we can unlock. I didn't have luck yesterday when the DLC released, but today on Wednesday, let's see. We're also not going to get it. 10,000 RP though. I will take that. Give me that juice. Can I get to the next level? No. All right. Don't forget about your daily visitor chips as well. At the LS Car Meet, your prize ride for this week is the Ocelot Jugular with this really cool Fukaru livery. And the prize ride challenge for this week, if you'd like to unlock this vehicle for $0, you need to place top 3 in LS Car Meet series races for 2 days in a row. You get a ton of customization options with the Ocelot Jugular. That's one of my favorite reasons as being an owner of it. That's one of my favorite reasons for being an owner of it, is because of the customization. The exhaust note, just like the XA21, is also great. Super deep, growly, screaming V8, but also the performance is fantastic as well. I feel like top speed wise, maybe it could be a little bit quicker. I forget off the top of my head exactly how fast this vehicle is, but I do know it's up there in the high 120s. The handling's also superb with it. You don't really get any wheel spin, oversteer, understeer. It could just take a corner super fast. This is how a lot of the Fister vehicles should be. Like the Comets, for example. This car handles like how I would want the Fister Porsches in this game to actually handle, but instead we have it on the Ocelot Jugular, this big sedan in game. So definitely worth a chance trying to unlock this week if you want to do the LS Car Meet Series prize ride challenge. At the Salvage Yard here, you could check out the following vehicles we have available for you to steal. None of them are claimable, but starting off, we have the Dinka Jester Classic here. You could steal this as part of the cargo ship robbery. The Lampadati Tropos Rally is stealable in the Duggan robbery, and then the McToney robbery is going to feature this Mammoth Patriot Mill spec here. So you could definitely check out all 3 of these this week to make, you know, just over $1 million right here if you wanted to from the Salvage Yard. At Luxury Autos, we have two of the new DLC vehicles that just released. The one here on the left is the new Dubachi Rapid GTX, which is based on that Aston Martin Vantage, the V8 Vantage. This thing looks super cool in this game, and honestly, I kind of like the styling a little bit more in this game specifically. When it comes to the rear end, when it comes to the actual Aston Martin Vantage IRL, you could see sort of like the trunk line on this vehicle. That's what the lights, the rear tail lights look like on the Vantage. They sort of go up in the middle like that. But here, Rockstar kept the body style of that and basically just made that, you know, the trunk, but they kept the lights horizontal, almost like the big light bar that, you know, newer Porsches have on the back nowadays. It looks really nice as is. I kind of like Rockstar styling a little bit more than the IRL version. But the other car is that Karen Evren RS, which is based on that Toyota Tacoma X-Runner, so really sleek styling. Not really my specific style that I would personally love for a truck of mine, because I don't really, you know, when it comes to trucks, I want them to have, you know, a 6 or 8 inch BDS suspension lift, steering stabilizers. Obviously, if you're going to be hauling a bunch of stuff, you want leaf springs, but of course, you can run coilovers on your vehicle and just, you know, really upgrade the buckets in there and the wheel wells and have a kick-ass suspension that can handle all sorts of like whoops and sand dunes and stuff like that if you want to go crazy. But either way, this Karen Everin RS is pretty sick, just on its own and in its own regard, not counting my personal taste. And who knows, maybe it's worth picking up. You can get this for 1.688 million, and this vehicle you can get for 2,728,000, which is quite a lot of money, but it's probably worth it. Let's check out the gun van stock and selection for this week in GTA Online. So we have the heavy rifle that you could see featured here, along with the service carbine. This is actually going to be 40% off for all players in the game this week. The heavy rifle is going to be 40% off only if you're a GTA Plus member. The railguns featured yet again, this is worth it. The sniper rifle, the advanced rifle, along with the knife. Our throwables, you can see everything, and then body armor as well as usual if you want to pick it up. With that all out of the way, we are going to be wrapping things up right here. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to drop a like if you guys did go on to enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you found this information helpful and you want to stay up to date with the rest of my GTA Online content I post here on YouTube every single day. Also, make sure to check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram for the best GTA Online content outside of YouTube. Feel free to ask me any questions on those platforms, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv. That is where you can find consistent daily GTA Online money grinding live streams. You can get involved with the community over on there. Man, I love driving this Sentinel GTS in the game. It is such a fun car. I love BMWs IRL. And the G80 isn't my favorite generation of M3, but this will still do the trick for me in this game. Anyway, have a fantastic day. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next one, and adios, amigos.